Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In Monster Strike, let's do a unit overview for the Attack on Titan collaboration. And like with all my collaboration videos, I'm going to do a 10-shot, hopefully get the 2 4-stars, and then maybe we'll get a 5-star along the way. As you can see, I've pulled before, and I got the, might be the blue character, the water element character, but I didn't get the light element character, so we'll do another 10-shot. And then I waited for this day because I wanted to do the pickup for one of the characters that I wanted. We have the Mikasa pickup here. I wanted to pull for Levi, but I happened to get Levi on my sub-account with a... Oh, speaking of Levi. I got Levi with a like a free single pull, so that was amazing. So I was like, oh, I would like Mikasa and Levi on like one on each account. But now I have Levi on both accounts. And Mikasa on my main. That is crazy luck. If you also saw my 7th anniversary pull, you know my luck has been pretty insane lately in Monster Strike. Okay, let's move over to the Monsterpedia. And we can look at all the characters. And thank God this is not a second or third part of a collaboration. There's not like 40 characters I have to talk about. This is just the first, so not that many. But let's talk about the 5-star Hatcher monsters. First is Eden Jaeger. He is the least good, easily, of the Hatcher monsters. But he is Fire, Bounce, Super Null Warp. And then he has 2 kind of lesser Null abilities, Null Wind and Null Speed Down Wall. So we're really going to have to keep an eye out for future quests where he might be really good. And then Sokojikata, that's where he gets attack up if your HP is below 50%. Bump combo I like. It's like the stick-on mine. Usually they shoot out in an X pattern or a cross pattern. But this will shoot out in 8 directions, which will really help its damage. And then the sub-bump combo is the Power Field, which is good for direct attacks. Strike Shot is maybe his weakest point. He'll become super big, and then also become Pierce. And then teammates that he hits, it'll work like a Command Strike Shot. And then when he stops moving, he will heal. So that sounds great because there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. But the thing about becoming the super big version, and then becoming Pierce, is that you go very slowly, and then you lose lots of speed when you hit enemies. So, yeah, I don't know. It's not an unusable strike shot, but not very useful or versatile at all. And you can kind of say that about the character overall. Okay, next is Mikasa. She is Wood, Bounce with a triple Null, Null Damage Wall, Flight, Null Block. And then I looked at my box in my main for other Wood characters with that same combination of Null abilities. And I had characters, Hatcher monsters, of all of those different combinations. And I even have one with the same triple Null. Actually, I don't need to sort. She came out recently. Yeah, there she is. Mjolnir. Exact same. Wood, Bounce, Flight, Null Damage Wall, Null Block. So I didn't really need Mikasa as far as Null abilities, although I could certainly use them on the same team. What I really wanted her for was for the Strike Shot, which is one of the strongest strike shots in the game now. But it's a speed and power up, and then the enemies that she hits, all enemies, all of their weak points will be revealed. And then she will go back to the enemy that she hit first, and then do like a slice and dice, but it has a pretty big area of effect, so it'll hit many of the characters on screen. And then lots of damage, and then it might even be able to skip gauges, so really good strike shot. And that's why I wanted the character, more than her Null abilities. But bump combos are pretty good too. She has the Cross Stinger, and then the Super Dimensional Blades. So lots of hits, pretty good damage as well. She also has a couple of kind of specialty abilities, Regen, and then Repeat Slayer M. Regen, that'll give you, I forget how much, 2,000 HP per turn. And then the Repeating Slayer, the more she hits the same guy in a row, the higher her Slayer will go there. So yeah, pretty happy to have her. But the real prize is Levi, and he might be the best character of the year. And I don't think there would be a lot of people that disagree with me there. He's very, very good. And I would say he's almost a must for all players. If you have some orbs, I think you'll want to wait for the Levi pickup and then try to see if you can get him. But he is a Dark Pierce, Super Null Gravity Barrier, Null Block, and Flight. So Pierce, Triple Null, that's already great. And then I checked my box to see like what other Hatcher monsters I had with those kind of combinations of Null abilities. And I didn't have a Dark Pierce with Null Gravity Barrier, Null Block. So that was a real kind of hole that was in my account, so I wanted Levi for that. But he'll be great for lots of other things, as I shall explain. There is Kirua. He is another collab monster, which I was not able to get, and then I really missed for use in like Idea and Antithesis. But since I have Levi here, I can use him instead, actually, and he'll be really good for those quests. He also has the non-element resistance and then weak point slayer, so that'll help with his direct attacks. And bump combo is really good, definitely better than Mikasa, but he has the bomb throw, which is a bump combo that I like, and then the super slice and dice. The super dimensional blades, they will go out and hit anybody on screen as long as they have the lowest HP. The super slice and dice, it's just whoever is closest to Levi. But Strike Shot is the main reason to want to use him. It's very, very crazy. Speed and power up, and then when he stops moving, he will go towards the character that he first hit, and then do a slice and dice on them, and then do a 2-turn delay if they survive. But chances are they are not going to survive, because that will be a ton of damage. And then he will also kind of teleport to that initial target's weak point. Which is similar to Kirito's Strike Shot, Kirito's Strike Shot being one of the very best in the game. But this one's even better than Kirito's, because it will lock on to the weak point. Kirito, he'll just go towards the nearest part of his initial target, but Levi will go through and pierce until he's on top of the weak point. And then this is going to be a Strike Shot excellent for skipping gauges. So I would even go so far as to call him this year's Deku, from My Hero Academia. But the big difference between Levi and Deku is that Deku is only good for his Strike Shot, while Levi is good with everything about his kit. He might not be the best farmer, but for everything else in the game, he'll be really good. Deku is also better for the Kinky. Levi here is not so great for the Kinky. Yeah, again, Levi might be the best character of the year. I highly recommend, if you have any orbs, to spend them during Levi's pickup. Okay, and then we can look at the drop monsters. This is not going to take very long, because they're not great. A lot of times what happens with collaborations is that either the Hatcher units will be really good, and the drop monsters so-so, or the Hatcher monsters will be so-so, and then the drop units really good. This time it's the Hatcher units that are really good. But first, here is Ruto Hoover. This is the character where you play once a day, and then you get the 7 drops. It is a Fire Pierce power type with Null Wind, Null Block, Null Gravity Barrier. So although he has a lot of Null abilities, speed is very slow at just over 200. Bump combo Super Flare, that could maybe give you Paralyze. And then this is interesting. Strike Shot is a speed down, and then he will tackle and then toss up the character that he hits, and then become immune for a certain amount of time to damage. That's very cool. Not going to be making him, though. Not going to be making him, however. Pierce Power-type Max Lux are very difficult to like. They have to be pretty special, and he's not special. Okay, next, Dina Brown. Water Bounce, no Warp, no Block, and then some defensive skills, Laser Stop, and then all element resistance. So he'll be a very defensive character, but in this game you don't need defensive characters very much. And then there are other, well, this is the case for most of the drop monsters of this collaboration, but there are like regular monster versions of the same element, sling style, and null abilities, which is why I'm skipping the majority of them. But Super Wave, that's a pretty strong bump combo, especially for a drop monster. And then Strike Shot, power and defense up for a set number of turns. I'm going to skip this guy too. Okay. Here is Ajiku. His quest will appear randomly after you beat other quests during the collaboration. And then for his quest, you really want Levi, or you want the new Sakamoto Ryoma. It's kind of difficult otherwise. But he is Wood Pierce with Null Damage Wall, Null Magic Circle. And that's the same Sling Style Double Null as Antithesis, so if you already have Antithesis, you definitely don't need this guy. But he also has the Bump Combo Boost, and then that will be enhanced if his luck is raised, so you do want to make the max luck of him if you can. And then he has the Super Shotgun, which is a pretty good bump combo, again, for a drop monster. And then Strike Shot is a point and shoot. He'll throw a bunch of stones. This has a pretty good area of effect, so it's okay, but I'm going to skip this guy too. He's pretty slow also for a Pierce monster. Okay, here is Annie Leonhardt. Light Bounce, Minesweeper, and Null Speed Down Wall. There are other regular drop monsters that have that. She does have the Demi-Hume Slayer, which could make her good for future collaborations. Lots of the enemies are Demi-Humes in collaborations. Bump combo is the Super Lock-On Expanding Wave, that's only so-so. And then, let's see, Strike Shot, also speed and defense up. Yeah, I'm going to skip her. This one's kind of interesting, but this is a 4-star drop monster. But Dark Bounce, Null Wind, again, Demi-Hume Slayer, Flight, and Null Warp. The thing that's interesting about him is the Choldon, the Ricochet bump combo. That's a nice farming bump combo. And then the Demi-Hume Slayer will go into there. And Strike Shot, Speed, and Power Up, and the first enemy that he hits, he will hit again with another attack. This guy might be interesting. I'll get at least a couple drops of him. I don't know if I'll make the 90 luck. I have other good 90 lucks for 5-star Nutmeg quests. Alright, and then here is the one max luck I'm going to make from this collaboration. Historia Dace. But she is Wood, Pierce, Null Gravity Barrier, Flight. And the reason why I like her is for that Element Sling Style Double Null combination. Because I don't have a max luck with all of that at the moment. I think the other option that I have to me right now is Shambhala, and I don't feel like making the max luck of Shambhala, so I can make her instead, and then be covered with that combination. But she has the Rebound for Green Peas, which, again, pretty strong bump combo for a drop monster. And the Strike Shot, Speed, and Power Up, and then teammates that she hits will get their status effects healed. So that's kind of an interesting Strike Shot. Only 12 turns, too. Her, you get access to her. There's a once-a-day quest, and then you'll get the 11 drops if you play it solo. If you play it hosting or multiplayer, you'll get this character instead, Hanji Zoya. I'm going to skip her too, though. She is Dark Bounce, Null Wind, Null Speed Down Wall, Flight. So kind of a funky combination of funky null abilities, none of which I really need. But her too, she has a pretty good bump combo. She has the Super Rebounding Chevrons. I'm a fan of that bump combo. And then Strike Shot is a speed and power up, and then first enemy that she hits will get an additional shot. This is pretty powerful. It's like a big explosion, but yeah, it's not enough to make me want to make her. Okay, but I think that'll do it for the unit overview for the Attack on Titan collaboration. Again, if you can, I would try to get Levi when his pickup comes from the hatcher. Alright, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.